Hi guys, and welcome to the first ever episode of the Value of the Phoenix podcast. I am super excited to be bringing you this podcast. I'm super excited to be bringing you this episode because I feel like it's a great episode to start with, and it is all to do with creating new experiences for yourself on your self-concept journey. So if you are into all things affirmations, manifestation, and becoming your best self, definitely make sure that you keep on listening. Okay guys, so let's get into new experiences and why they are so important on your self-concept journey. So new experiences are important because you can just learn so much about yourself as a person. And I think that that is one of the key things when it comes to being on a self-concept journey. You need to learn about yourself. You need to know about yourself. You need to know who you are. You need to know the good things about yourself. You need to know the bad things. You need to know your limiting beliefs. You need to know your core beliefs. You need to know everything about yourself. And so by experiencing new things, you actually allow yourself to learn so much about you. With a self-concept journey, it's all in the name, self-concept. So it's your idea of yourself. And this is created, your idea of yourself is created from your childhood, and now in your adulthood, it is also a reflection of what you feel about yourself, about others, and about the world around you. When you are on a self-concept journey, it is super important to focus on yourself. And so by experiencing new things, you allow yourself to learn about yourself. And that is a great way to essentially focus on you, figure out you, learn about you. Another thing that I really love about new experiences is the fact that it helps you to build trust in yourself. And the reason for that is when you make a decision, when you say, okay, I'm going to do this, essentially what you are doing is you are making a promise to yourself. And when you follow through on your promises that you make to yourself, that is what builds trust. That is what builds self-trust. That is what will make you want to keep on doing things for yourself, because you won't be breaking any of the promises that you make to yourself. You'll be keeping them, and therefore you will trust yourself. You will trust your choices. You will trust your actions. You will trust your decision making. Another really cool thing that I love about new experiences is that it allows you to step out of your comfort zone. And I think that this is one of the most important parts of your self-concept journey. It might even be the most important part. You need to get out of your comfort zone. Let's look a bit more into why you need to get out of there. So your comfort zone is the you that I feel like if you're listening to this, it's the you that you're kind of sick of right now. It's the you that keeps on making the same decisions over and over again and expecting different results. So we don't want to feel like that anymore, okay? That is why we need to get out of that comfort zone. Within that comfort zone, like I said, we've got the you that you don't particularly want to be anymore. You're tired of that person. You're ready to upgrade. You're ready to level up. You're ready to become that new and improved version of yourself. But in that comfort zone also lies your limiting beliefs. And that is why sometimes it is really difficult to get out of that comfort zone, because it's your limiting beliefs that are slowly bringing you back in when you try to escape. They want you to stay in that comfort zone because it's easier to just stay the same. It's easier to just live the way that you are living. But as we know, when you want to get out of that comfort zone, but you're scared to, it can almost feel like you're stuck in a rut. It can feel like you are stagnant. It can feel like you're essentially lost. And we don't want you to feel like that anymore here at the Value of the Phoenix. We want you to transition out of that comfort zone, step into your growth zone, and step into that best version of yourself. Other things that are in your comfort zone also include your negative thoughts. Those thoughts that, they're niggling away in the background. When you want to do something new, it's those negative thoughts that are like, you can't do that. No, we're scared. We don't want you to do that. We don't want you to try new things. Those negative thoughts are there, and they They're trying to hold you back from becoming that best version of yourself. Now, as much as, a lot of people say that they're sick and tired of, staying the same, they're ready for change. For some people, it is a lot easier for them to stay in that comfort zone and be able to predict outcomes, even the bad outcomes. It just feels a lot safer for them. And that is why, a lot of people, even though they say to you, I really want to change, I really want to do this, I really want to do that. And we've probably all been there, guys. I know I've definitely been there when I've said to myself, you know what, I've had enough of this shit. Like, I want to improve myself, I want to do better. But then the comfort zone, it's so comfortable. It wants us to stay there. Your brain essentially wants you to stay there because that is what it knows. That is what it is used to. But we don't want to be there anymore. We are ready to transition to this next level version of ourselves. And in order to do that, we need to step out of the comfort zone. So last week, I decided to do a challenge and I was super excited about it. So it was basically a newness challenge where every single day that week, I had to do, learn, or experience something new. And the reason why this was so important for me to do is because at the beginning of the year, I made a decision that I was going to dedicate myself to myself. That was one of my affirmations. That was my top affirmation. I am dedicated to myself. And so when you are dedicated to yourself and to your journey and to your growth, you have to put yourself out there. You have to live your life. You have to try new things. You have to experience new places. You need to be out there. And so I have been doing this over, the course of these 8 months of the year. I've been going to places, new places by myself as well, which was something that I really wanted to do because I was very used to, wanting to always do things with my friends. And I noticed that there were a few times where I missed out on certain opportunities because my friends couldn't come with me and I didn't want to go by myself. So I've been doing that over the last few months, and I just wanted to just spice up my life a little bit. I wanted to add a little bit of fun to my week, and one of the best ways to do that is to do some kind of weekly challenge. So every now and again I'll do a weekly challenge. Sometimes I do like a fitness weekly challenge, sometimes it will be like a cooking weekly challenge. But for this one, it was the newness challenge. It was doing, learning, or experiencing something new every single day of that week. And guys, when I tell you, it was literally one of the most fulfilling and fun weeks that I have had in a very, very long time. And the reason for that is because I was giving myself the opportunity to step out of my comfort zone and step into that growth zone, step into something unknown, because all of the things that I was doing, it was all new things to me. So I was literally stepping into the unknown. I didn't know what the outcomes were going to be, but I was willing to just bet on myself and enjoy the process. And that is definitely what I did. Now, don't get me wrong. There were a few times there was just one time actually. There was one time where I came up to where I had a little bit of adversity, there was a little bit of a challenge going on because things didn't go the way that I had planned. And I had to figure out, because I didn't want to fail my newness challenge, I had to just figure out what I could do to get over that adversity. And I did it. And the reason why I did it is because, like I said, I was dedicated to myself. I was dedicated to the growth that I wanted to, I was dedicated to the journey that I wanted to embark on that week. And so I made sure that I pushed through. So what did I learn? So I learned that a lot of the time, life can feel boring when you're doing the same things over and over again. And I think that I kind of had felt that because, it's very easy to just get caught up in life. You go to work, you come home, you cook your dinner, you watch TV. Like, it can feel very samey. It can feel like Groundhog Day. It can feel as though you are living the same day over and over again. And so I knew that I needed to do this just in order to shake up my life a bit, add a little bit of excitement. And I learned that within itself is so fulfilling. Because I'd set myself a challenge, it made it a bit more fun as well, because I went into it with intention. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew the outcome that I wanted to have, and I worked towards that. I made sure that outcome was the outcome that I had, even when it seemed as though I may not, have that outcome on that day where I had that little bit of adversity. And what I love about doing challenges is that it allows you to hold yourself accountable, basically. So I filmed all of this for my personal TikTok. So again, having that accountability there, because I knew I have to do this because I'm going to be posting about it. So I think by setting yourself a goal, setting yourself a challenge, and writing it down, looking at it every single day, it helps to hold you accountable. So if there's anything that you are wanting to do, wanting to learn, for example, wanting to experience, if you set yourself a proper goal, okay, not just saying it out loud and then forgetting about it. No, I want you to write that down. I want you to look at it every single day. I want you to figure out the steps that you need to take in order to get there, and I want you to follow through. I want you to keep the promises that you make to yourself. And that was another reason why I felt so fulfilled with doing this challenge, because I kept the promises that I made to myself. For the whole week, I'd done what I needed to do, and I was super, super proud of myself. And the beautiful thing about keeping your promises, once you do it once, you do it twice, you do it 3 times, and basically it builds momentum. That is the beautiful thing about new experiences and keeping the promises that you make to yourself. It will become normal to you. That is what we want. We want this to be your norm. We want you to get out of that comfort zone. We don't want that to be the norm anymore. We are ready to transition to this next level version of ourselves. We want to be in this new journey. And so we have to do what we can, take the steps that we can take in order to get there. And that is how you build up the momentum. It's that consistency. It's that repetitive nature. It's the repetition. That is what will get you there. And this kind of goes back to affirmations as well, because as I always say, it's the repetition that is key when it comes to saying your affirmations, thinking your affirmations. It is the repetition. That is what will take you from A to B, the repetition. You need to get so used to that being your new norm that it doesn't even feel like, you're having to focus on it as much anymore, because that is how you essentially create that new neural pathway in your brain. It's the repetition. So when you are someone that is dealing with limiting beliefs, for example, you have to do things consistently over a certain period of time to prove to yourself that limiting belief is not true. And that is how you build up momentum. That is how you build those new neural pathways in your brain. And that is what will help you become that best version of yourself thus far. And the thing that I found really beautiful about doing this challenge is that I didn't realize just how much it would inspire other people. So my friends got involved. My best friend, she also got involved with some of my challenges, which was really, really lovely. And it was nice to know that, I had inspired others to want to try new things in their lives, want to do new things. And I think sometimes you don't even realize that when you really work on your self-concept, it can make other people around you want to also work on their self-concept. Because I know there's probably people looking at me thinking, oh, Patrice has changed over the last few years. I wonder what she's been doing. Self-concept, honey. that is what I've been doing. I've been working on myself. I've been focusing on my growth and my journey. And that has allowed me to just become a much happier, a much more fulfilled person. And that's another thing that I really felt and want to talk about when you are, on some kind of self-concept journey. When you stick to what you said you are going to do, that sense of fulfillment that you have, guys, honestly, it is unmatched. You will feel so good about yourself. You will feel so proud of yourself as well. And that's what happened with me doing this newness challenge. I genuinely felt so proud of myself, because even during the times where I thought that I was going to fail it, or, days where I was really tired and I couldn't be bothered, I still pushed through. I still done it because I had intention. I went into it with intention. I knew why I was doing it, and I also knew the outcome that I wanted, and I also understood why I was doing it and the impact that it would have on me. But it's interesting because even though I knew that it would make me feel good, I didn't realize to the extent that it would make me feel so good about myself and, feel that sense of like accomplishment and achievement. And that within itself just made the whole thing so, so beautiful. So I would say to anyone out there, definitely do some kind of newness challenge, whether it's just one day this week, you just decide to do something new. You don't have to do, the whole 7 days like what I done, but just doing something new in your life will just make you feel so proud of yourself. It will help you on your self-concept journey, and it will make you also realize that you can do things. You can work on yourself. You can try new things. You can experience new things, because a lot of the time when we do experience these new things, they do end up bringing us a lot of joy. So I'll give you an example. For one of the days I went bird watching. I have absolutely no interest in bird watching, but it was the experience within itself that made it so good. It was just something new, something that I'd never experienced before. Will I do it again? Maybe. Who knows? This could end up being, a really big hobby of mine. We don't know. But, as someone who didn't really have that much interest in it, but decided to just try it anyway and see what happened, I still felt really proud of myself because, it's something new. It was a new experience. It's something that I've just never done before. And another thing that's really interesting is that when you are experiencing these new things, or when you are really working on your self-concept, you don't really pay attention to any of the lack. So when I was doing this, weekly challenge, I wasn't really thinking about the things that I didn't have. I was more focused on doing the things in that moment and enjoying the moment, enjoying those new experiences. I wasn't sitting there thinking, oh yeah, but it'd be really nice if I had this right now. Oh yeah, but it'd be really nice if I had that. No, I literally felt so present. I felt so engrossed in what I was doing. And that was another thing that I truly feel like, played a part in me feeling that sense of fulfillment, because I was so engrossed, I was so into it, I was so present. And I feel like that's something that, sometimes we take those things for granted. It's very easy to always be thinking about the next thing, or be thinking about the thing that we don't have, when really you just need to just sit in the moment and enjoy yourself. And that is definitely what the newness challenge done for me. Guys, we are in control of a lot more of our life than we give ourselves credit for. I am being so serious. A lot of the time we can feel like life is so out of control and there's nothing that we can do and blah, blah, blah. But really, we do have a lot of power in our lives, but we just have to tap into that. We just have to look beyond, all of the things that may be going wrong, and try and find the silver lining, try and find something that brings us joy, try and find something that we can be present in that moment. It is way too easy to get, bummed out and be sad and be thinking about all of the things that you don't have. It's way too easy to do that. And it does make me really sad because it just goes back to, just the way that our brain works. It is easier to think about negative stuff than it is to think about positive. And so when you are on your self-concept journey, it is really important to be intentional. It is really important to have a clear understanding as to why you are on this journey, because when you have your reasons why, it makes it so much easier to not give up on yourself. Honestly, it makes it so much easier for you to just figure out a way. You will just figure out a way because you're like, no, this is the reason that I'm doing it. Whether it be, I'm doing this to heal my inner child. I'm doing this because I just want to be proud of myself. I'm doing this because I'm sick of my shit. Whatever the reason that you're doing it, when you know the reason, that is what will keep you pushing on. That is what will make you want to continue on this journey. And the thing is, a lot of people, I don't know, maybe they don't realize this, but with your self-concept journey, it is a forever journey. You are on this self-concept journey until you die. And one of the reasons that I love that is the fact that, there's always going to be an opportunity for you to get back on it. If you have a week where you're just feeling really rubbish and you're like, oh, I don't want to work on self-concept right now. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. It's too much, blah, blah, blah. There's always that opportunity for you to get back on it, but you just have to want it. That is the thing. You have to want to change. You have to want better for yourself, because essentially there is no one to change but self, guys. As Neville Goddard himself said it, there is no one to change but self. So in order for your life to change, it's you that has to change. It's not anyone else. It is you. So you need to think about what you can do, what you are in control of, your thoughts, your feelings, the joy that you have, the happiness that you have. You are in control of that. And so those things need to be at the forefront of your self-concept journey. And, it's a self-concept journey. Self meaning you, your idea of yourself. Everything always comes back to you. And I know that some people find that a little bit scary because it puts all of the onus on them. They're like, oh my God, I have to do this for me. It's a bit too much. But really, I actually think that that's probably one of the most empowering things about being on a self-concept journey. You are in control. You get to decide who you want to be. You get to do the work. You don't have to rely on anyone else. It is down to you. And I think that is pretty damn cool. But yes, guys, if you are ready to get started on your self-concept journey, or if you are on a self-concept journey already and you just, want that little boost, you want that little push, this is what this podcast is here for. I am going to be just talking about, just general life stuff and how it relates back to affirmations, manifestation, self-improvement. That is what the Value of the Phoenix is all about. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that it's inspired you. I hope that it makes you want to do a little newness challenge for yourself. But yes, that is what we are here for. We are here to help you become the best version of you thus far. But yes, guys, thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.